Hello. Today we are going to see something called as pointers. So in this session, we are going to see the introduction and about the pointer, what exactly is a pointer, then the declaration of pointer variable, then pointer arithmetic operations like incrementing, decrementing, addition and subtraction. Then we are going to see pointers and arrays. Next we are going to see pointers and functions. Yeah. So before we go for what exactly is pointer, we'll just analyze what we know exactly about the memory location and about the address concept. So we know that we use ampersand operator to get the address of a particular variable. So we'll see one small example which will show us the usage of ampersand to a variable. So I have taken a simple program, hash include stdio.h, void main. I have taken two variables, int variable 1 and one more variable of type character, variable 2, and I'm trying to print the address of variable 1 using ampersand variable 1. Similarly, I'm trying to print the address of variable 2. So we are trying to analyze how the allocation is done here. So you can see there the variable 1, when I compile this in our C compiler, it is showing me the address as 1266 for the integer variable, and the other variable, that is the variable 2, so you can see there it is taken as 1268. So 2 bytes of address, or you can say 2 bytes of location is allocated for integer, and the next allocation starts from 1268. Okay. So we'll see how exactly these address locations are used in terms of pointer. Yes, in this slide we are going to see what exactly is a pointer. So we'll try to define what exactly is pointer and how it can be used. So pointer is a variable which holds the address of another variable. So I can say address, I can say in terms of memory location. So we'll try to illustrate this, how exactly the memory location or the address, how it is going to hold. So for example, I have taken a variable c is equal to 300. So c is a variable which is holding a data 300. Now we have taken pc is equal to ampersand c. So now the address of variable c is stored in pointer variable. So I can say here pc is a pointer, so it is holding the address of variable c and is called a reference operator. So and is called a reference operator here. Okay. So why we use pointers? So pointers are used to store and manage the address dynamically. Okay. So the major concept of, or why we have to go for pointers, is for the dynamic memory allocation in C programming or in C language. Yep. In this session we are going to see how to declare a pointer variable. So we have an operator, a reference operator we can say here, which is used to define a pointer variable. So the syntax is given. The syntax is given like this: data type followed by star symbol, the operator, followed by a pointer variable name. So in this example, I have declared a pointer variable of type int. So I have given it as int followed by a space followed by a pointer operator, that is a star, and followed by the variable name or pointer name as a. Similarly, I can define another variable, or I can declare another pointer of type float which I have declared it as float, followed by a space, followed by a pointer, that is a star symbol, and followed by the variable name. So here, whenever I declare an integer as integer, you can say, so an integer is going to hold the integer value. At the same time, the pointer, an integer pointer, is going to hold the address of that integer variable. So how we can access these data through pointers? So there are 4 different steps which we have given here. So you need to declare a data variable, you should declare a pointer variable, then you need to initialize the pointer variable, and then you can access the data using a pointer variable. So these are the various steps through which we can access the data through pointer variable, or we can access the data through pointers. So we'll see this in the next coming example. We'll try to illustrate the steps, and we'll see how we can access the pointer, or we can see how we can access the data through a pointer variable. Yes, so we'll try to illustrate the working of pointer, that is how we can declare a pointer, and how we can initialize, and how we can try to get the data, or how we can try to locate or try to print the data using pointers. So in this example, we have declared a pointer variable, that is PC. So I have declared it as int space star PC. So that's a pointer variable. So whenever we use a star operator, so I can say it is an difference operator. It is also called as a pointer operator. Followed by int C, a variable to hold or to store the data. I've taken C, and I'm trying to initialize some data to that variable. I've taken C is equal to 22. Then I'm trying to print the address of C. So the next statement will print the address of C. Okay. Next, the next statement, I'm printing the value, that is already we know the value I've stored as 22. Then in the next step, I'm trying to store the address, that is the address of variable C in pointer variable. And now we are printing the pointer, that is pointer variable PC, as well as we are printing the content where this pointer is pointing, that is star PC. So when I try to print the address of C, so I can see you will get some address as shown, that is 1232 in this diagram, and the value what you are printing is obviously it is 22 because we have stored that data as 22. Next, what we are doing, we are trying to store the address. So now we are storing the address in pointer variable, that is we have stored the address 1232 in PC. So using that ampersand C operator, I mean ampersand C, using that statement we have tried to store the address in a pointer variable. So as the pointer is now pointing to the variable content. So when I try to print the pointer star PC, it is going to print the data present in C variable. So indirectly the pointer is pointing to the content of variable C. So you can see this in the diagram where I'm showing clearly where it is pointing and how it is extracting and it is printing the data. Yeah, so in this slide we are going to see what are the different arithmetic operations that we can perform using pointers. So basically we can perform the 4 basic arithmetic operations, okay, because as the pointer is having a numerical value, so we can perform 4 basic arithmetic operations, so which can be as given below, as it is shown there. The plus plus, that is the increment operation, minus minus, that is the decrement operation, followed by plus, that is addition operation, and the minus, that is the subtraction operation. So 4 arithmetic operators can be used, or 4 arithmetic operations can be performed using, that is the pointers. So we'll take one small example, so to understand the concept of arithmetic. So let us consider that we have an address 1000, assuming that it is a 16-bit integer. So if I perform the operation, that is pointer plus plus, that is the increment operation. So after the operation, that is once I perform this increment operation, what will be the location? So location is incremented by 1 as per our concept of increment. So increment in the sense we are adding 1 to the location. So here the concept is not adding 1 to a variable, rather adding 1 location to a pointer variable. So rather pointer variable is showing 2 locations. That means as we are talking about integer, so integer is holding 2 bytes of information. So it adds 2 bytes and it shows the next location, that is the allocated location as 1002, that is as I have taken it as 1000, so it is showing the location as 1002. So that means it is going to add depending upon the type of data, or it is depending upon the data type it is going to increment. Okay, it is not going to add in terms of adding 1 to it, rather it is considered as a location. 1 location is added to a pointer. Yeah, in this slide we will try to illustrate increment operation. So here instead of an array we are trying to use a pointer, and as we cannot go for incrementing in array, that is it's a constant pointer, so we cannot increment. So instead of that we are trying to use pointer for a array implementation. So you can see in the example we have declared an array. We have taken an array with 3 elements. As you can see, we have initialized the array. Int variable is equal to 10, 100 and 200. So 3 values has been initialized. Then we are declaring a variable I followed by a pointer variable star ptr. Next what we are doing, we are storing the array to, or we are assigning the array address to a pointer. Ptr is equal to variable, that is the name of the array, and we are starting a loop from 0 up to 3, and we are trying to print both the array position as well as the pointer. So where it is pointing, that is the location we can say. Then we are trying to print the value, that is again the location and the data we are trying to print. Next step, we are incrementing the pointer, that is ptr plus plus. So we can see the output, the illustration of the output is as follows. You can see there the address of variable 0. See, it's showing in the first output, first line of the output. It's showing the address as 1130, and the data, it is printing the first array content, that is 10 is printed. Next it is going to retrieve the second data, that is 100, but as you can see the location or the address is 1132 because it is an integer. So because of the integer type it is showing 1132, so 2 bytes has been added. So as we are incrementing 1, but it is showing the current location by adding, or it is showing with a 2 location has been added. Next the third element, it is going to print as 1134, the address is 1134 and the content is 200. Again you can see there again the 2 bytes has been added, or it is showing the next location where the data is been stored. So you can see here the difference is when we go with the normal variable, it is going to add 1 to a variable when you are incrementing, but as when we go for pointer variable incrementation, you can see that it goes according to the the data, how it has been allocated depending upon the data type. Yes, so in this slide we'll try to illustrate, or we'll try to figure out how the decrement concept will work using pointers. Okay, so decrement operator decreases the value of pointer by the size of data type. So as we have seen the increment, so this works same like increment only, but it decrements the size, you can say. Okay, so if the pointer is pointing to the integer data type, then it will decrease the value of pointer by 4. So depending upon which type of compiler, if it is 16-bit or if it is 32-bit, then it is 4-byte. If it is 16-bit, then it will be 2 bytes. So what will be the final value? So final value of the pointer is equal to the current value of the pointer minus 1 into size of data type. So whatever the size of data type, depending upon that, it is going to decrease the pointer. Okay, so we'll try to illustrate this with a small example. So I have given a program hash include stdio main started with integer variable a followed by a pointer variable star p. We are trying to store the address to a pointer. We are assigning the address to a pointer variable. So we are printing the value of pointer p before decrementation. So as I have gone for unsigned because of the consideration of the memory location, we are decrementing using p minus minus as I'm going for decrementing the pointer, and then I'm trying to print the value of pointer, that is after decrementation. So you can see the output there. So it is decremented as I'm considering this as a 32-bit compiler. So you can see it has been decremented by 4 bytes. So before decrementation we have some address, and after decrementing it is decremented by 4. So as I'm telling, it is not decrementing by 1, but it is decrementing by the 1 location depending upon the data type. Yeah. So in this slide we are going to see the next arithmetic operation on pointers, that is addition, pointer addition. So as we have seen incrementing and decrementing, similarly we can add any number to a pointer variable. So again it is the same rule applicable to addition also. So whatever the data we are going to add to a pointer variable will have a rule. So the rule, as I mentioned, the final value of pointer is equal to current value of the pointer plus integer number. So if I have taken this integer number as 4 or 5, whatever, it will be multiplied with the size of the data type. So the size of the data type is 2 bytes, so it will be 10 bytes. So if I take an example, if I take it as 5, so it will be 5 into 10. If I take the value as 4, then it will be 4 into 4 or 4 into 2 depending upon the data type. Okay, so we'll try to illustrate with an example. So as the example is given, so I have taken a variable, again the same example, int with a a variable, then a pointer variable star p. We are storing the address in a pointer variable by using ampersand a. Then we are trying to print the address p. Then we are adding, as we are performing the addition operation, p is equal to p plus 5. Then we are trying to print the address after addition. So you can see the output when we execute this in a compiler. So I'm considering the 32-bit compiler here. So you can see the difference, as you have the last 3 digits. If I consider, it is before addition we have 147 and after addition we have 167. So the illustration or the way in which the address is added, you can see in the note part, so where I mentioned final value, how it has been calculated. So as the size is 5, it is 5 into size of int. So here the integer size is considered or taken into consideration as 4 bytes. So it is going to add 20 locations. So 20 has been added to the address and it becomes 167. So 3472 167. So again it is not adding 5 numbers to it, rather it is the 5 location depending upon the data type which we are mentioned. Yeah. So in this slide we are going to illustrate the usage of subtraction, or how we can subtract the pointer variable. Okay. Again the same rule, so we can subtract any number from a pointer variable. Again the rule remains the same, that is the final value of a pointer is equal to the current value of the pointer minus the integer number into size of data type. So any number can be subtracted from a pointer variable. So we'll try to illustrate with a simple example where I've taken a variable int a, comma, star p is a pointer variable. I'm storing the address in a pointer variable. Then I'm trying to print the address. So the address is been shown in the output. We are trying to subtract 5 here. In this case, p is equal to p minus 5, and we are trying to print, after subtraction we are trying to print the address. So you can see the difference there in terms of output. So it is almost the last 3 digits if I consider, that is 3472147, 3472127. So 20, you can say the numbers has been reduced. So that is, again in the note side you can see how it has been calculated. So it is 5 into 4, that is 20 locations, 20 spaces is reduced from the previous address. Yeah, in this slide a small illustration is been given about comparison of 2 pointers. So how we can compare a pointers of a same type. Okay, so 2 pointers can be compared with each other only if both the pointers are pointing to a similar type of data. So if it is of same type, then only we can go for comparison, otherwise we cannot go for comparison. So in this example we are declared 2 pointer variables, star ptr1, star ptr2, and a variable a. So we have, in this example we have stored the address of a in both the pointer variables, pointer 1 and pointer 2, and we are checking whether they are same or whether they are the of same data type or different data type. So obviously it will give me the output as same data type, as both are pointing to the same variable a. Yeah, so in this session we'll see the usage of pointers and arrays. So how pointers can be used to represent arrays. So we'll take one simple example. So I've taken array as int age of 4, so which can be represented pictorially like this, as shown, age of 0, age of 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have 4, the last location, so we have 4 location it is going to allocate. So always the name of the array always points to the first element of an array. So in this case the address of first element of array is ampersand age of 0. So when we have the array, so if I give ampersand age of 0, it will hold the starting address of a array. So I can assign the starting address of a array to a pointer, or else I can even store the array name. Array name can be assigned to a pointer variable which will give me the starting address of a array. So some illustration is mentioned here. So age represents the address of pointer where it is pointing. So even age is also representing, as I told, the address of pointer. So age, giving age and giving the ampersand age of 0 is one at the same, which are equal. So value in age 0, that is ampersand age 0 and age of 0. Okay, and the value in address ag is star ag. Okay, and hence so whatever we give in ag of 0 is equivalent to star ag. So if I give star ag also, it is going to point to the first element data, and if I give age of 0 also, it is going to point to the same date. So we'll try to illustrate this with an example in the next slide. Yeah, so in this example we are trying to demonstrate the usage of pointers to arrays. So how a pointer can be used in arrays. So a very simple example has been given here. So we have declared an array with 5 elements. So I'm trying to initialize the array by giving the data 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 elements are stored in an array. I'm declaring a pointer variable int star ptr. So you can see there ptr is equal to a. So I'm trying to store the address of array in a pointer variable. So even you can give the initial location, that is the a of 0 ampersand a of 0 also can be stored as an address to a pointer variable, or even you can give the array name also, so that it will hold the address of the initial address, that is the starting address of a array. And we are trying to print the array element. At the same time we are trying to print the array address, and we are printing the pointer, that is the content present there. At the same time we are printing the pointer variable, that is the address, and we are incrementing the pointer so it has to point to the next location. So we can see this in output, how it can be differentiated, or how you can see how the data is printed, and you can see that the content is almost the same from pointer variable as well as the array content. So this way we can implement, or we can use pointer to an array. Yeah. A simple example we are going to illustrate to usage of character pointer. So in the previous example we have seen the integer pointer, so we are trying to illustrate a character pointer here. A simple example demonstrates the copying of string. So I'll start with the program here. Void main, we have taken a int variable I to hold the position. I have taken two character variables here, string 1 and string 2. So string 1 we have initialized a name Sanju, S-A-N-J-U. I declare one more string variable or a character variable str2 with a 20 size. When I've declared a character pointer, you can see there char space star ptr. Again the same concept of array, we are storing the initial value to a, or the initial address to a pointer variable. So ptr is equal to str1. So that will hold the initial value of the array, that is character array. And then we are trying to store the content of string 1 into string 2, so which we have done using we are storing 1 by 1 characters. str2 of I is equal to star ptr. We are incrementing ptr 1 by 1, so that it will fetch the characters from the string 1 and it is going to copy to string 2, and at the end it is going to print the content of string 2. So you can see the output, how it is going to print. So it is going to print, that is the content of string 1 is copied to string 2, and it is going to display the content of string 2 as Sanju, that is the content of string 1. So this way we can even use a pointer to a character array also, or even a character data type also. Yeah, in this slide we are going to see how pointers can be used in functions. So we'll see one illustration, that is we are passing the pointer, or we can pass pointer as an argument, that is a concept of reference arguments. Okay, we'll try to illustrate with an example. So we have written on function main. So in main we have number 1 I have taken is equal to 5, we have assigned a value. Number 2 is equal to 10, and we are calling a function swap. So when we are calling a function, we are sending, or we are passing the reference of the variable. Okay, so I'm passing the memory location instead of the value. So normally in pass by value concept we pass the value, but this is a concept of pass by reference, or we are passing the address location of a variable to a function. So we can see with the receiving end in the function void swap, I've taken it as a pointer variable int star a comma int star b. So pointer a and pointer b points to address of number 1 and number 2. So the address of number 1 will be stored, or it is pointed by pointer a, and the address of number 2 is pointed by the pointer variable b. So here what we are doing is we are just interchanging the content of one variable into another variable. So for that reason I have taken one temporary variable int temp. So temp is equal to star a. So star a refers to the content of the number 1, that is the num1 variable, that will be stored in temp. Star a is equal to star b. So the content of number 2, num2 will be copied to number 1, that is num1 directly, as it is copying to star a, which is indirectly copying to the num1 variable directly in the memory location. Similarly, in star b is equal to temp, so whatever the content in the temp is copied to star b, which is nothing but the num2 variable. So the location of num2 variable where the data will be stored. So the data is interchanged without returning or without sending the values. Just by sending the address we are trying to interchange, or we are doing the interchanging of two numbers using pointers or pass by reference concept. Yeah, so in this slide we are going to see a concept called as pointers to pointer. So far we have seen how we can use a pointer to a normal variable, or how we can store the address of an array. So we have seen a single pointer, we can say. So now here we are going to see something called as a pointer to another pointer. Now so far we have seen a pointer to a variable. Now we are seeing a pointer to another pointer. So something called as a double pointer, we can say a double pointer. So we can say, so you can see the diagram, so you can make it clear. So here we have one variable, so that variable is pointed by our one pointer variable, which is having the address of that variable. So that pointer is held by another pointer. So that is something called as double pointer, the concept of double pointer. So how to use this double pointer? So you can see the declaration, how you can declare a pointer to a pointer of type integer. So we have given int followed by a space, then followed by two asterisks, that is two pointer symbols followed by a variable name. So when the target value is indirectly pointed to by a pointer to a pointer, accessing that value requires that star operator to be applied twice, as shown in the example. So we'll try to illustrate with an example as shown. Yeah. In this example we'll try to illustrate how the pointer is holding the pointer of another pointer. So as we have taken a simple variable int where, there is a variable which is held, or it is holding the data. The next variable is a pointer variable, a single pointer I can say, that is star ptr. The next is double pointer, that is int double star pptr. So now I'm storing the data in a variable. I'm assigning a value, that is 3000. Variable is equal to 3000. Next, what we are doing, we are assigning the address of that variable to a ptr. Okay. So ptr is having the address of a variable. Now I take pptr is equal to and ptr. So now the one pointer is holding the address of another pointer. So first we'll try to print the content of variable where, then we are printing the content of star ptr, and then we are printing the content of star pp double star pptr. Okay, so you can see the output. When you see the output, we have the same output, because as the variable is having the data 3000, and as star PTR is pointing to variable, that is also giving the same data, and as double star PPTR, so that means the double pointer is also pointing to the variable, that is through the PTR. So through the PTR, even it is pointing to a variable, and that is also giving me the same data. So this is how we can use double pointers, and we can try to extract the data from a variable. In this slide we are going to differentiate between a normal variable and a pointer variable. So how a normal variable is different from a pointer variable. So in a pointer variable, whenever normally we use to store the address of another variable, so normal variable is used to hold the data. So in terms of general format, how we can declare it is, pointer can be declared using data type followed by a pointer name, whereas normal variable can be declared as data type followed by a variable name. So pointer variable, you need to assign a address of any variable, then only the pointer variable is going to work, otherwise it is not going to work. So dereferencing a pointer variable is essential to access the data. So you have to use a dereferencing. So data can be in normal variable, data can be accessed without dereferencing a normal variable. So referencing is not required, you can use straight away the normal variables. The one more thing is, when I store anything in a pointer variable, it will treat it as address, and whenever I store anything in a variable, it will treat it as a data. So whenever I store any address or any data in pointer variable, it will try to search, or it will try to refer, or it will try to point to that particular address. But whereas a variable will be idle, it will not point, nor it will try to search for a given address.